Good afternoon. We are back, and the person on the other end of the microphone has changed again. Vance, how are you going?
Hey, I'm pretty good. How is everyone down there?
Really good. Nice sunny day here. Not as hot as yesterday, which is a nice change. Yesterday we were here in 30-degree heat. Today it's a nice 25 and sunny, so really a good day for it.
Excellent. And I hear you've got capacity of players of 32 players.
Absolutely. 32 players allowed in the event, 32 players in the event. Couldn't ask for any better than that. Was a little bit awkward for me on coverage. Yesterday I was using the one spare table as the feature match table. Today we've just had to move people around onto the feature table throughout the
Yeah,
day. But,
yeah.
we're getting there in the end.
Cool. So what's our matchup today?
That's a great question. I'll head down to the table and we'll see what we've got. On our left, we have Isaac Egan, as you can see by the lovely pink playmat.
Yeah. Recognize the playmat for sure.
Not sure what Isaac's playing. And on the right, we have somebody. I actually don't know who that is. I'm sure that my gaffer will tell me at some point. And that means I don't know what they're playing either. So, exciting mystery stuff.
I think at the moment they're playing which of these cards is meant to be in my sideboard.
That's always my favorite game to play, especially because I've been mainboarding a lot of sideboard cards lately. Red Blasts and Mystical Dispute, and I always forget to take out Supreme Verdict.
Yeah, look, it's always a challenge in Highlander in particular because your 14th and 15th sideboard cards are often just, cards that could reasonably be main deck.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. That's the thing. Like Highlander really does blur the line between archetypes and what should be main and what should be side and all of that sort of thing.
Well, it is one of the reasons. There's other reasons as well, but it's one of the reasons that these 3 to 5 color mid-range and control decks are so popular is because you are just going, well, what if I just play lots of cool fun cards?
Yeah, very flexible.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I think that might be Aidan on the right. I haven't got confirmation yet, but seeing a couple of cards as he flipped through the deck there makes me think that might be Aidan on a big green deck. Mono green Eldrazi.
I did see a few green cards, and was that maybe a Valakut we just passed? The fun game of guess the deck.
It's my favorite part of coverage.
Uh,
All right, I'm going to plug it in, and hopefully I'm right. I'll either be right or I'll have to sheepishly change it in the background as we commentate. I'll tell you what, yesterday had its own streaming challenges as I had to, on the fly, make a poison counter for stream. I was not prepared with the zero poison counters, and then my round, I think it was round one, the matchup was infect against something, so
yeah.
not where we wanted to be. How are things up in Canberra, by the way? Things going all right?
Yeah, look, I've had a very relaxed day. Been over to see the family, watch my nieces do an Easter egg hunt. They're like 14 and 16 now, so they understand the premise, but they still enjoy doing
it. Sure. All right, so they've got their opening sevens here. I see a mana crypt in Aidan's hand, so we're definitely on some sort of fast mana here. Forest, mana crypt.
And is that Field of the Dead at the end of the hand?
I think it is.
Well, that's a
Mana Vault, Grim Monolith. Wow, okay. Aidan is here for a good time, not a long time. Player 2 deck is Green Ramp.
So Aidan's got 3 points in play and could be casting, something gigantic next turn, like a World Eater or something.
Yeah, I mean, so if we untap those permanents, we've got 3, 6, 9 mana.
Yeah, that's right. You only need one more to get an Ulamog, right?
Yeah, and on the other side, we've got a Mox Diamond. Didn't see what was pitched to that. Ancient Tomb and an Urza's Bauble. So both players here interested in going fast. Wow.
Yeah, so Aidan, Aidan lost that dice roll. That's why Aidan's on 17 now. And we've got a 9 or 10 mana turn 2. And I guess you've just got to see what there is to do with it. I mean, there wasn't a mulligan, so presumably there's going to be something to do with it.
I mean, are you allowed to mulligan a hand with
well,
this much fast mana?
Look, maybe not. It is one of the problems that ramp decks have sometimes, is that they have all mana and nothing to do.
Very true, very true.
To the question in the chat, yes, I believe both players are undefeated.
So we see a Hedron Archive. That's a great way to find something else to do. I'll get that one up on the screen.
Or just generate more mana.
I believe both of these players are 1-1 at the moment, actually.
My bad.
We bent the rules of coverage to get these sweet decks on the stream. And that's a Thragtusk! What is going on here? And you gotta love, play 9 mana of spells, play my Field of the Dead as my second land.
It's what the Field of the Dead is best at, right?
Yeah, that's right. I believe Aidan should be on 22 here, not 23. I get someone to go up and fix that when we can.
Yeah, he'd be on 22.
I cannot see what that card is, unfortunately. Glare Incarnate. And that's a Tolarian Academy.
Okay, and Isaac's got a Tezzeret the Seeker in hand. And presumably that's the...
That's got to be the Antiquities War, right?
The Antiquities War, yeah. I was going to say, it's a saga. I can't remember the name of it.
Let's find out here what the Antiquities War does. There we go. So, looking at the top 5 cards, revealing an artifact and adding it to hand.
Yeah.
A Talisman looks to be the Mystery Glare artifact.
Yeah, that seems plausible, and that's I believe a Mana Vault is the new Glare artifact.
I tell you what, in between games, we're going to have to just adjust the lighting further and see what we can do to make this more enjoyable for everyone involved.
Yeah, in the brief periods where it wasn't in play, that new artifact looked like the one of the alt art Mana Vault options.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Tolarian Academy recently depointed.
Yeah, Academy at 1. Quite possibly in both of these decks.
Mm-hmm. It's at least in one of them.
Well, yeah, can confirm. And look, from Isaac's position, I'd be pretty happy if Thragtusk was the best thing my opponent had in play after that turn 1.
Yeah, look, when you're starting the game with 9 mana, you've got to be happy if their follow-up is just a 5 cost,
Yes, and Isaac has worked out the life total discrepancy.
All right. Looks like another lost die roll.
And we're untapping a Mana Vault, so we clearly don't have a lot to do.
Sure. I think this turn you'd be pretty happy to just crack Hedron Archive, although can't do that with the untapped Mana Vault. Sanctum of Egan, the land there.
Good old Sanctum of Egan.
And look, Thragtusk, we said it's not the greatest card to be left in play at the end of, once all the dust settles, but it is still a clock.
Yeah, look, it is still going to kill you in not very many turns. But next turn, the Antiquities War ticks up to maximum, and all those artifacts become swole.
Very true. Isaac did, in fact, miss on the Antiquities War there. Didn't miss on the land. But I think Isaac has 5 artifacts in play. No, 4. Yeah, 5 artifacts.
Yeah.
With that Vault of Whispers in the lands. And that is Tezzeret the Seeker.
I'd suggest, Tezzeret is ticking down to fetch something.
Maybe a Voltaic
The Antiquity War. Yeah, Voltaic Key sounds pretty plausible. Antiquities War makes the artifacts 4/4s?
5/5s.
Ah, Candelabra.
Yeah, ooh.
That's some mana.
That's a lot of mana. That Tolarian Academy taps for 6, which means that the Candelabra taps for 5.
Yep.
That's a Echo of Eons.
Yeah, it's a draw 7, that's for sure.
Get that one on the screen as well. This is, I believe both of these players are just playing Commander. It's just all ramp spells and big draw spells and Thragtusk and Sanctum of Ugin. They're here to have fun.
Isaac is well known for playing some pretty spicy piles that then often become very commonly played piles because they're usually built pretty well. Isaac and Partner One Chin are a very good deck building team.
That's exactly it. Isaac really sort of blurs the line between the archetypal Johnny and Spike. Loves to build these really cool, intricate engines, and also makes them really well.
Yeah.
Which means that other people take them and win events. Not to say that Isaac doesn't win events as well. You know, Isaac, a very talented player in his own right. So after the draw 7, Isaac's got a fresh hand and no mana floating from the Tolarian. The Echo of Eons does cost 6 for the front half. It is in his graveyard. That's just a little bit off screen. But, you know, that'll get fixed up over time.
Hopefully before he casts the Time Twist that he's got in his hand.
Yeah, that's probably more likely, to be honest. Grim Monolith coming down here. Just, you know, not enough mana. Tapping for 3, untapping, so 2 floating.
Yeah. Yeah, so the approximate number of mana that our players have in play between them is like 1 million.
Okay, yep. So just black in pool here, all the lands untapped.
Yeah.
And there is, I want to say, 7 artifacts in play. Mox, Talisman, Candle, Mana Vault, Bauble, Vault, and there's one more, I think.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7. I can't name all of them because I can't. But, there are 7.
Sure, and Isaac's got the little D8 there with a 7 on it to help us. We will get them to change to big D6s for the small ones, but you know, the Academy, we can't help with that. We only have so many large D20s. That is Urza, Lord High Artificer.
Oh, jeez.
Standard All-Star. Wow, I can see why people wanted to see this this deck from Isaac here. This is...
Well, I mean, Urza was never a standard All-Star.
You're right, you're right. Modern. Sorry,
Modern.
my mistake. My mistake.
Yeah, no, this deck is sweet. And this is exactly the sort of deck that, as the committee, we were looking to give a bit of a nudge by taking a point off Academy.
Absolutely.
There have been some people saying that artifacts are, you know, unplayable.
Don't do it to him, Isaac. Don't do it to him. That's a Hullbreacher that looks to be miscut, which is on brand for Isaac.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, he's gone and done it to him. The old Hullbreacher plus Time Twister. So the way that works is Aidan and Isaac are both going to shuffle their hands in, and then Isaac is going to draw 7 and make 7 treasures. So, you know, if drawing 7 wasn't a good enough start, you've also made 7 mana from it. Your opponent's got no hand. The treasures all provide mana for Tolarian Academy. The Urza taps all the treasures for blue as well.
And they're all going to become gigantic next turn.
Oh yeah, next turn is an attack for about 40 billion.
Yeah.
You mentioned that this was the sort of thing we were hoping to give a nudge with the Tolarian point. And you're exactly right. And yet at the same time, it's not everywhere and the bona fide best deck in the format, no argument, which is exactly what we wanted.
Exactly.
We wanted to see a cool option that isn't the only thing you can play. This is about to get a lot worse. There's a voltaic key in hand, which is going to untap the candelabra, which is going to untap the the Tolarian Academy. We see here Isaac having to pull out some extra treasure tokens as they can tap for blue.
Yep.
Normally, they just tap they just tap and sacrifice themselves. But here they tap for blue, so they're staying in play.
So we've got a Demir Signet and a Voltaic Key.
So Voltaic Key is really big here.
Yeah.
That's going to tap. That's going to untap Candelabra. As Isaac, we need to get another playmat out for Isaac. I'm going to have to make a new scene and make room for another 12 permanents. As the Candelabra is untapped and is now untapping the Tolarian Academy. And Aidan says, alright, look, you've had as much fun as I'm going to let you have. I'll concede to that.
Yeah, look, I don't see how Aidan was getting out of that without a hand, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think Isaac had enough mana there to activate Urza 4 times. And then also untapping and triggering Antiquities War.
Yeah, and he doesn't even necessarily have to pass the turn because he had more stuff going on, and you've got to assume there's a time vault in there somewhere.
That's exactly right. Now, Vance, I'm going to let you chat through the sideboards that I've sent to you.
Oh, where did you send them to me? On Facebook. Okay, sure. So let me just go have a look at these sideboards. Hopefully I can get to them faster than the players do. Hold, please. So yeah, look, that was a very exciting game. I can't talk about this. Here we go. Scavenging Ooze, Obstinate Baloth. Phyrexian Revoker might come in. Isaac does have a couple of fairly key things that you want to turn off. Things like presumably Time Vault, but even things like Urza or Candelabra would have been pretty exciting to turn off that game. Some Graveyard Hate, that's not super exciting. Force of Vigor, I'm 100% sure that's just been sideboarded in already.
Yes, that was a snap in. I'm not sure how much I missed in between, but if there's a Khan, the Great Creator, that's going to be crucial.
There is a Khan, the Great Creator, in Isaac's main deck.
In Isaac, so there's not one in Aidan's. Okay.
I don't think so.
In these artifact mirrors, having that one-sided null rod is incredibly strong.
Well, Isaac's Khan is main.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, one-sided, right? Yes,
Yeah, that's right.
The only other thing in Aidan's sideboard that I see that I'd be kind of excited by is Field of Ruin.
Sure.
Isaac's got some pretty nasty lands to deal with.
Yeah, taking out that Tolarian Academy. I mean, it's the name of the deck for a reason, right?
Yeah, that's right. So I don't think either of them has a fantastic sideboard for the mirror. Force of Vigor, if drawn, is obviously going to be nasty.
Absolutely incredible, yeah. This may just be a case of two ships passing in the night.
Somewhat, yeah.
Both players just going to, throw their hand on the table like they did last time. All right, here's my 9 mana and my Thragtusk. Okay, here's my Urza and friends.
Here's my 100,000 mana. Yeah.
I mean, look, on the first turn, Aidan definitely won.
Yes.
If you had to award each turn, Aidan won the first turn.
Oh, by some distance, yeah, absolutely.
And arguably the second turn.
Yeah. So I think we're mulliganing on both sides.
Yeah, both players down to 6.
Yep.
I mean, that's definitely a problem with these ramp decks, is that you need such a critical mass of cards. You need your ramp cards and your payoff.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And that was kind of the problem that Aidan had last time, is that he had all the ramp cards, but his only payoff was a Thragtusk. And Thragtusk is good, but as we were saying, like, you really wanted to have a World Breaker or an Ulamog or a Khan or something.
Yeah, Worldbreaker would have ended the game, probably, if it got to
Yeah.
nab the... I guess it wouldn't have nabbed the Tolarian on turn 1. Would have nabbed the Ancient Tomb, which is fine.
Yeah. So Aidan's going down to 5, which is a bit
That's not where you want to be, especially down a game.
yeah. And
Uh,
thinking hard.
Isaac, looking at this 6, I guess when both players are mulliganing, I've got to feel like that favours the deck playing draw 7s.
Yeah. Yeah, because you've got all the flexibility about when you play them. And also, as we saw last time, sometimes your opponent doesn't get to draw 7.
That is quite an interaction, that's for sure. We saw Hullbreacher. I'm assuming we're going to see a Narset. Probably not a Notion Thief, but we could see a Leovold.
I think Laurie-Mebalds probably. I mean, we can work out whether this is true. We've got the deck lists.
You're right. Hold that thought. Yes, Narset. No Leovold. No Notion Thief.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Isaac's deck list is conveniently in alphabetical order.
We're here on day 2 of Tabernacle Games' Easter Eternal events. Yesterday was Legacy, today Highlander, tomorrow more Highlander. More of this glorious format where people like Isaac turn up and have the most fun out of anybody in the room. The event's capped at 32 players, and we had 32 players today. Could not ask for anything better than that.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
That's a turn 1 Mana Vault and an Urza's Bauble. That glare still present, even though I did some work. All I've done is just remove some lighting from the room, I guess. Is that a Zuran Orb?
That is a Zuran Orb.
That is an ancient Zuran Orb.
Are there newer Zuran Orbs in that? That's the only Zuran Orb I've ever seen.
There's a From the Vault one.
Oh, okay, cool.
The From the Vaults Break the Reserve List series.
If only they did, yeah.
Not that Zuran Orb is reserved as far as I'm aware, but it was part of From the Vault relics.
Yeah, that makes sense. Look, I've been playing for a long time, and that's the only art I've ever seen for it. So, anyway, so we've got an Ancient Stirrings going on for is that Eldrazi land of some kind? Eldrazi temple or something?
Is it? I'm confused by the short name on it. I'm thinking Eye of Egan, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
Let me consult once again the deck list and see what we can figure out here.
Crazy talk.
Is that a Mutavault?
Could be a Mutavault.
So let's have a look here at the weird GP Mutavault artwork. See if that looks like the one. Pow, it's on screen. That is a Mutavault. Okay, not the ideal turn 2 land, especially when your opponent's doing this, whatever this is.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's a Planeswalker.
I mean...
No, maybe it's not.
Is it an ever-flowing chalice?
Could be an
Crucible of Worlds, Zuran Orb, Fetch Land.
Yeah.
Isaac's just got the ability to just, never miss a land for the rest of the game. And once he's out of fetchables, he can play a land and sacrifice it for 2 life every time.
Oh, that's Wishclaw Talisman.
Oh. We'll get Wishclaw Talisman on the screen here. Pointed.
Yeah. So Isaac's fetching up a fast bond.
And giving the talisman to his opponent.
So I feel like something nasty is about to happen. Possibly just involving Isaac paying like 6 or 7 life and searching out a bunch of lands.
Well, with Fast Bond Crucible Zuran Orb, you have access to infinite life. That's a pretty reasonable thing, right? Infinite life, infinite mana of all the colors you have in play.
Yeah, look, that seems okay.
Alright, so I need character map. I need an infinity symbol. Search for...
I don't think you're going to need it for long.
That one. Select that, copy that, paste that into Isaac's life. There we go. Did that work?
Oh, and Isaac's got a wasteland now. And he's just going, yep, I'm just going to fetch out all the lands this fetch can get.
Ah, that's an Inventor's Fair?
Oh, it's Inventor's Fair.
Yeah. All right.
Right. So he just gets to search all the artifacts out of his deck. That's much better.
Yeah. So I've talked about this a few times on stream recently. When you're in Aidan's seat in this position, there's 35 minutes left on the clock. No concessions allowed.
Yep. So we've got Bolas' Citadel, Defense Grid,
Demir Signet, Bauble, Petal,
all the mana in the
other
world.
things. Diamond. He didn't trigger the diamond, so I'm going to have to yell at him for that. Hasn't discarded a land to the diamond.
No, the diamond's still in his hand.
Okay, alright. Fair enough. Bolas' Citadel. So Bolas' Citadel, infinite life. Is that good?
It sounds okay.
With infinite shuffles as well?
Yeah.
It seems okay, yeah.
And I think he's just stacking a bunch of permanents to deal 10, and then he's going to do that again somehow.
There's at least one key in play.
Oh, yeah, and a memory jar.
Inventor's Fair for Ballista, chat saying here. Look, I think we're in this situation where Isaac could press random buttons.
Yeah, pretty much. Right, so we've untapped the Bolas' Citadel, and we're just going to cast some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he's casting them with either infinite life or infinite mana. I'm sure he's letting Aidan choose, although actually I guess it has to be with life with the Citadel. And Aidan's just like, oh, okay, so it's that bad. Right on. Isaac's saying, in response to your concession, activate Citadel. That was a game.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow, I'm going to pop back into the booth here. That was a faster game than our previous feature match, that's for sure. Vance, you interested in staying on and asking Isaac about that game we just witnessed?
Yeah, absolutely. That
awesome.
deck was incredible.
All right, we're back. Me only momentarily, as we've got Isaac, the very efficient artifact pilot here, to chat about his previous game.
Yeah, look, it was pretty sweet. Vance, you're on the other end, yeah? Is that right?
I am on the other end of this. And look, that looked like you were doing one of your favorite things, which was just taking game actions. Just taking so many game actions. That looked really sweet. Tell us a little bit about the deck.
So I tell you about the most recent change, which is my favorite change in the deck. So so this is a deck that Jesse, Marshall, and I have been working on. Yep. And we had Walking Ballista as the kill. And so Walking Ballista, you get infinite life, infinite mana, Walking Ballista, infinite damage. And we've been playing it for a while, and it just ticked. I'm like, hang on, we don't need Walking Ballista. We can just tap Bolas and Citadel, then untap it with Voltaic Key, shuffle all of those permanents back into our library with one of the Twisters, and then tap it again. And then if they do it again, we got 2 Twisters. We got like a 3rd Twister, and we can even loop them if we haven't exiled either one of them. So, yeah, that was my favorite change, is acknowledging that we didn't actually need a way to literally kill people. We can just Bolas the Citadel multiple times.
Yep. Yeah, look, as we saw that game, it took Jimbo and I a moment to work out exactly what was going on, and then we're like, oh yeah, you can just kill them 10 a couple of times.
Yep. Yeah. With all of the artifacts available to you, with the once you get the land that searches, the Inventor's Fair. So yeah, you can just get all of the artifacts out and just go off. I think that my favorite interaction in the deck, which is really a big part of why the deck exists, is the Hullbreacher combined with either a Wheel of Fortune, a Twister, or an Echo of Eons, saying you don't get a hand and we get 7 treasures, is just the biggest of games.
So. I mean, as we saw in the first game, that puts you in a position where you could just generate a pile of mana with Urza and either get some Urza activations, or even just say go. And untap and kill them with the Antiquities War. Yeah,
at that point, the Antiquities War was going to be attacked for I don't know, in the hundreds. Yeah. So, but I was definitely going to win that turn. I was going to win that turn. I was not going to pass the turn. But my opponent certainly is no. Like, you're gonna pass the turn, and I'm gonna have a Thragtusk. Like, even just the one construct that the Urza made, that thing was like 30 power or something.
So what are the points in this deck you've been playing? We saw Tolarian Academy.
Yep. So Tolarian Academy,
and some fast mana.
Yeah. So Fast Bond, and then Mana Vault, Tinker. So you didn't say Tinker. That's 2 points in Tinker. And then the Wishcore Talisman, and a Time Twister.
Yeah. That's really good. At one point, Jimbo and I were debating whether you were on Time Vault, but no, that was not the case.
So Time Vault is an option. We've been playing around with maybe cutting the Wishcore Talisman for... what's the Twister that untaps 6 lands? Time Spiral? Yeah, I personally prefer the Wishcore Talisman just because it creates a bunch of situations where the Tinker can search for the Wishcore Talisman to find the Fast Bond. Or you can just, transmit Artifact for the Wishcore to tap it to get the Fast Bond. So it just finds Fast Bond, which, is the 3-card combo. That's certainly where the deck is certainly centered around. I actually built something similar to this maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, when I really wanted to play what's the snow artifact that draws a card when it comes into play? Astrolabe. So I wanted to play a combo deck and I wanted to play Astrolabe. And so I built this deck, but I just didn't have the Fastbond Crucible combo in there. Fastbond Zero Orb Crucible. And the deck was just not that good. And then Jesse decided to build the deck again. So it was his idea to put the Fastbond Wishcore, the Fastbond Zero Orb Crucible combo in. And from there I was like, oh, this is significantly better than the deck that I'd previously built. And then I got excited again, and then the two of us have been working on it heaps.
Well, it looks like a really fun, exciting deck. There's already a couple of people in the chat saying that they're excited to see your list once the event's done.
Yeah, you can actually already see the list. If you go to Moxfield, it is public, so you can search for Isaac and it'll come up. And I believe it's got the date on it for this one as well. So I think it's Jesse and Isaac Tolarian draw 7.
I will track that down and post it in the chat for people.
Yeah.
Look, Highlander's been doing really well at the moment. We seem to be growing quite nicely. Everyone's excited about it, and it's really great to see everyone down there get the opportunity to actually, do the gathering part.
The gathering is so good. Like we were here, and the tournament started maybe 10, 15 minutes late. As tournaments do when you're getting everybody in. And we were just telling a bunch of stories, Magic stories and stuff like that. People were just talking about different times. They're the last time they played their deck, which was over a year ago. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would have been happy for the tournament not to start for another hour.
It's we haven't had it quite so bad in Canberra, but yeah, I am definitely looking forward to that point where we can get everyone from around the country in one spot, break some records of numbers of people in a Highlander event, and just play some great games, get everyone together. That'll be incredibly sweet. Yeah.
Shout out to Rob Lark. It's actually Rob Lark's birthday today, so everybody in the chat, you should message him on Facebook or Twitter and just say happy birthday. I'm thinking maybe next round we just sing happy birthday to him, with the 37 players in the room. What was that?
Is he winning?
Well, he started off with a draw in the first round. And it was turn 4 of time. He lost game 2 for the match to be a draw. So it was pretty close. He was 1 life off. It was attack for Xaxes on turn 4. Only because they had the removal spell and the counter spell for his removal spell. It was pretty awesome to see.
Is there anything else you want to talk us through in those games? I mean, it must have been a little bit scary in the first game where your opponent deployed 9 or 10 mana on the first turn.
Yeah, so it was really scary. The thing that made me feel a little bit more calm was the fact that it was a forest. So because it was a forest, I'm thinking, okay, big green, the big things are like Ulamog, which he didn't have quite enough mana for Ulamog. Egan was not going to be a problem. Khan would have been a problem. Tick down, kill your land, particularly the Tolarian Academy. That's why I played the Ancient Tomb first. I actually had option of both, but I was like, Forest, maybe it's like a lands deck as well that's potentially playing Waste Strip. Lots of different options there from my opponent, but the scary ones cost like 10 mana. So
yeah, I mean, Jimbo and I were talking about the fact that if he'd had it in his hand, he could have, World Breakered, which you definitely didn't want to get your Academy caught by that if you could avoid it. Yeah.
So I definitely knew that the turn that I played the Academy, the Saga. I don't know the names of any of the cards in my deck.
Antiquities War.
The Antiquities War. Thanks, Jimbo. So when I played that and I passed the turn, I felt like if I get to untap with this, game's over. And so when I got to untap, I was pretty happy. And then I did heaps of things. Oh, so many game actions. It's beautiful.
Yeah, look, it looks delightful to watch.
Were you guys like, what do you guys think? Because you're saying like on turn 2, there's like, there was like 10 permanents on the battlefield in total? Like, what was that like for coverage? Like, you guys try to work out how many permanents, like what all the permanents are? Like, I'm sure at some point I like tapped a Voltaic and you're like, there's too many things I don't know what he's going to untap.
There were definitely some problems because there was a little bit of glare. There was a card you played on the first or second turn, which I think was a Talisman, and Jimbo and I are both just like, that could be literally any card in the game. It's just a shiny piece of cardboard from where we're sitting. Most of it we could work out.
Okay, cool.
It is one of the increasing problems though with coverage for this sort of thing, particularly when you don't have perfect cameras or there's a bit of glare or whatever, is that there's lots of cards where there's 4 or 6 or more different arts for them. And I don't know the new ones.
Just to be clear, Vance, that Talisman, there's one art for it. Yep.
Yeah, that Talisman. But when you played the Zuran Orb, I recognize that, but Jimbo's more familiar with the newer one.
Yeah. And I played a Mana Vault that I played the full art foil that's got different art and stuff like that. Looks beautiful, that card.
Cool. I think Jimbo's telling me that we're running out of time before the next round. I could be wrong.
I'm going to say goodbye then. Thanks very much for watching the Wacky Combo. I hope that I stay relevant enough that you can see it again. Like, I didn't make the top 8, but yeah, we'll see. The wheels can fall off with this deck pretty quickly. But when it doesn't, you get to draw so many cards.
Well, good luck with it, and I hope to get to watch you in future rounds.
All right, peace out.
I don't know why I'm waving. None of you can see me. Anyway.